Alright, took a little bit of doing, but I just spent the last half an hour staring at this horrible, horrible research screen for a while. So, we have new gear! Hooray! Let's look at that. It's really mostly boring. Armor. Now all of my N7 stuff is all rank 7, because I'm level 50, instead of rank 5 for being level 30, which is when I last made the new sets. So basically, these numbers all went up by 2. Max shields, biotic power damage. The more interesting one's the chest piece, I think, has a third number. Yeah. This one has max shields, biotic power damage, and biotic recharge speed. 12, 10, 17. They used to be 10, 8, 15. So they all went up by 2%. So I haven't really done the spreadsheeting necessarily, but under the assumption that everything went up by an even amount, then you could vaguely say that across the 4 different item pieces that various stats went up around 8%, like shields and stuff like that. It's just not a very exciting upgrade. I've almost doubled in level, and the amazing upgrade I can make to my gear is to make them a few numbers go 2% higher, which is like just the most boring RPG progression. Then there's these random things that I have, all these different slots. I just kind of slotted whatever I could for my biotics to help with recharge speed, direct effect durations, combo radiuses, and stuff like that. The most important thing I have equipped is that I have the fusion mod of rapid deployment, which I already had before too, which gives me 50, big exciting number, 50% faster recharge speeds, but I lose 15% weapon damage, which obviously is a trade-off that plays perfectly well with my equipment setup, so that makes sense. I upgraded my weapons not by making new ones, but by just switching to ones that seem neater. Like this really cool looking weapon looks like it's from like Prey or something. This sci-fi revolver, and the Ishare 6 as instead of like a 4 and stuff like that. The one thing I did make myself is I made a Valkyrie 7 bounce shot assault rifle. That could be some fun. It has a few modifiers to help with my biotic powers, since that's the primary thing I do. It has disruptor shot, so it does 25% bonus damage against shields. It has bounce shot, so if it hits walls, it bounces, and the bullets go all over the place. It didn't list any trade-off, is why I went with that. Every other special ammo projectile changer mod thing always lists some kind of negative trade-off that's going to be bad on top of the good, and you figure out whether or not you want that ultimately. This one, the way it phrases it says that it literally just takes your existing shots and makes them ricochet now, and that's it. So I'm like, okay, sure, let's throw that in there for fun, because I have it, and I haven't used it yet. And so maybe it'll be fun. If it turns out to make the gun really terrible, I'll be very disappointed. Very disappointed indeed. Otherwise, it's just some generic buffs, and I got a bonus size clip augmenter, and then just some bonus damage at the cost of course, some clip size, or magazine size, or whatever. This is like a plus 50%, that's like a minus 8, that's like a minus 13%, so it's still an overall bonus on magazine size, and a significant bonus to damage that offsets the negative effect of my chest piece. But really, it's just an assault rifle that I use when I feel like using an assault rifle, because generally being really powerful with biotics is more or less the point. Tell me you guys have 6 points now so I can yay! Considering we might be doing the last mission now, it's definitely good to see that like we seem to have the ability to buy everyone's last skill now. So let's do that. So, charge. Recharge speed and shields restored. Fully recharges Korra's shields and reduces her incoming damage for 5 seconds. 50% shield restored. Fully restores Korra's shields. Which one is it, game? Could you proofread these things? Does it fully recharge Korra's shields, or give it bonus? Is it because it normally does it by 50%? Is that what we're going by? Okay, so it's adding 50 to 50, which is 100. Weird. No, it's fine. It technically makes sense. It's weird phrasing, though. Why say 50%? Why not just say 100% shield restored if you're saying that here anyway? It's really weird, like, redundant writing. Nullifies charge remaining recharge time when Korra falls below health, so she can just spam it, basically. Which is good because it gives her bonus shields. That's probably good for keeping her alive, if she's smart enough to use it. Although who knows what her likelihood is of actually surviving at that health range. We're gonna max out these characters for good now. Level 53 is their cap out level. What a weird level to cap out on. Secret Grenade do bonus damage versus armor or shields? Armor, because a lot of my characters specialize in taking out shields, so let's go for armor in your case. Petra. Concussive shot. Bonus damage versus armor and shields. Let's do armor. Because like I've said, I've been doing a lot of... my usual logic is that most people have shields and armor's less common. Let's specialize in shields, but I've done that a lot now, so let's make these last upgrades better for armor to try to even out my previous decisions overall. Especially since when you go into the ending of a Mass Effect game, you especially expect more armor than previous areas of the game. Increase the number of shrapnel explosions of flak cannon, or shrapnel inflicts additional damage over time. How much damage over time? 29 damage per second for 8 seconds? Fuck. Fuck. That's like 300 damage. How much does the actual attack do? Like 300... This is like as much damage per second. This like doubles the damage of the weapon. Where this makes more explosions happen. I mean, the damage over time is gargantuan, unless that's a typo. Because that's huge. That's a huge upgrade to damage. Phoebe. Full. Bonus damage against shields. And recharge speed. Or... it recharges faster and restores her shields a little bit. Only 15% though. The recharge speed happens no matter what. So do I want to do bonus shield damage, or do I want her to get a tiny shield restoration? I'm going to go for the part where it's 400 shield bonus damage versus 15% of her shields being restored. It's a gargantuan number difference. Granted, one's a tiny defense thing versus a huge offense thing, but still, it's a huge offense thing. Damage versus armor and shields, same dichotomy as before. Alright, so I'm going to continue the same logic there. There we go, everyone's upgraded. Now we'll go into combat, and I'm just going to dump points somewhere because it's going to make my health and shields and whatever go higher as I put points into it. Let's see, improve hover duration and gun accuracy while hovering, or damage resistance while evading. Neat. Make evasion reduce damage that's received. That's good. Combat detonator damage bonus, or jump melee damage? Oh, right, the plunging attack thing. So if I do a plunging attack, it has more area of effect and more damage, versus this one being combat detonator damage bonus. The problem is that doesn't that imply that it has to be a combat skill, specifically? I mean, I never use the jump attack ever, so I might as well just get that one regardless, and maybe I'm misinterpreting what it does, which means it'll actually help me without me fully understanding why, or something. All I know is I now get a 30% bonus to health and shields from this tree, so that has been very useful. And now it's up to, we have 158 points there, 120 points there. Jeez, I must have been leveling up faster in the later part of the game, because I got through the combat tree so fast. 120 points. It's almost as far along as the biotics tree, which is basically maxed out unless I wanted to put points into skills that I don't use for the sake of trying to make my, like, skills go up incrementally, which would still happen, and it's not completely worthless. In fact, I should do that here. But I'll buy the next rank of Shockwave, which might be my last skill up ever, so I might as well just do that. And let's see. Row. 1020. I think it was 1020 before, so I don't think that number went higher. Not what I was using anyway. I was using Lance. Okay, so I believe we're done with the level up tree forever. Let's go ahead and save. And have a nice vidcon about the beginnings of what is essentially this game's equivalent of the suicide mission from 2, I think. Kind of. It's actually kind of like it's kind of like the ending mission of every game. Is just this, it's just us and our crew, and we're doing something risky, and so on.
The Nexus leaders think our search for Meridian is a waste of time, but we know they're wrong. Turning on vaults won't be enough without the heart of the system. No, not me. We are going to defy them.
Haha, that's the spirit. And the Kett?
That's where the Ghost Storm technology comes in. Isn't that right, Reika?
Absolutely. Our forged signals should divert some Kett from you.
It won't be all of them, but it'll be enough.
The Tempest is small and fast. I don't need a big window. We'll drop you off and make our exit before the Kett catch on.
Once we're on Meridian, it'll be a small team. Move fast, figure out its secrets.
Right behind enemy lines. Good time to assess their numbers, defenses.
And when you're ready, we'll extract you the same way we got you in.
If we come back with actuals on Meridian, the Nexus will sit up.
Sounds like a solid plan. Rake, are you ready?
Good to go on your word, Pathfinder.
All right, guys, this is it. Let's get moving.
Well, here we go. Yeah, they're definitely trying to evoke a little bit of the feeling of the suicide mission, just with the part where you are even, like, doing a last-minute, like, ship upgrade in order to prepare for it. And that definitely evokes some stuff.
Uniform protocol, Liam. Subsection shirts.
Civilian ship. What'll they do, dock my pay?
We get paid.
Why? You buy it next time we go to Kadara?
Are you kidding? You should see my tab.
They don't like that he's wearing that shirt that has a branded logo and everything? Or are they talking about when he walks around naked sometimes, or shirtless sometimes? Oh well. Might as well pop in here and grab this stuff again. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. There we go. Probably done with that stuff for good too. I think this is it. The big final showdown, or multi-stage showdown or something. Definitely, I talk about the upgrade stuff for Mass Effect 2, but also, like, I guess it does go into the Mass Effect 1 a bit with the general feeling of you're going on a mission that nobody believes in. And of course you're going to be right because you're protagonist, man, and you're always trying out to be right. But, like, the council doesn't believe in your mission, and you're here to prove everybody wrong, and stuff like that.
Now orbiting Kadara.
The journey to Meridian. Sivki.
If the Archon's information is right, this is the system. Meridian should be here somewhere.
I could scan them all. I'm honestly tired, though. I'm at like 75% production, completion of the galaxy scanning. I just feel nothing from it. Like, a number sometimes goes up a little bit. A number that won't matter anymore because I'm done crafting probably for the rest of the playthrough. So I'm happy to ignore it, I think. The Scourge. What if I imagine we'll find out that Meridian is the origin of the Scourge, and that we can cure the Scourge or something.
That's it. That's Meridian.
Or Kitasira, as the Kett call it.
Looks like a giant space station.
There is a giant cloud of Scourge nearby. I wouldn't be completely surprised if this was the origin point, where if like something went horribly wrong with the Remnant at some point, and that was when the Scourge came in and wiped everybody out, and led to this ongoing problem of whatever the hell we're supposed to think about the Scourge itself. So maybe we'll fix it here, and fix the galaxy, hooray! An enormous Remnant space station, which the Archon believes is Meridian. There's a strong Kett presence in the area. Scans have picked up multiple Kett warships orbiting the construct. Who are we gonna take? I also am using a biotic amplifier. I had the Omni tool, and there's a Krogan hammer, and there's an Asari sword. The biotic amplifier is not actually the best weapon by any margin, but I kind of just want to see it in action. It's because its description sounds fun, and frankly, I don't care about melee, so having a good melee weapon doesn't really matter that much to me. But it's a specialized bioamp, originally manufactured by the Milky Way's Aldrin Labs, allows a user to essentially wrap a Mass Effect field around their fist and strike an opponent with an enormous, often staggering force. I want to bio-punch people. Sounds like something fun that I haven't necessarily done yet, so I figured I'd give that a shot. That's what I look like now, which is to say exactly the same. Upgrading my gear has not led to any apparent appearance changes, despite the apparent upgrading I'm doing. Here we go. Time to pick what I actually don't know for sure, but it might be my last squad. I'm not really sure. Always hard to pick people for the last ones. I'm not particularly inclined to bring Liam or Cora. I'm just kind of past them. Vetra also got similarly boring as the game went on, especially once we did our loyalty mission, which was really more about her. Problematically, actually, was almost like more about her sister than her, which meant that it didn't really develop her as a person as much as her sister as a person. That pretty much leaves us with Jal and Drac and PB. Drac and PB are the clear standouts of this entire game's story as far as developed characters go. Jal isn't massively more interesting than the other characters, aside from the fact that he is a Angaran, and being an Angaran makes the struggle more closely theirs. And like, part of me wants to bring the Angaran along for similar reasons why I brought Miranda along for the final fight of all of Mass Effect 2, was because she wasn't really my favorite character, but having the lead character of your crew that's very specific to that game on the finale of that mission, that was important for a number of reasons. What do I do here? Yeah, I'm a little undecided here, which is a little frustrating. These squad sizes are so small. But having Miranda along was great. It's one of my favorite moments because she turns on the elusive man in that scene if she's actually present for the Human Reaper, and I'm like, yes, that's a great scene for Miranda. It makes her it's the single scene that makes her most likable possibly in all of Mass Effect 2, besides the whole loyalty mission of dealing with like where she cares about like her sister and stuff like that. So I feel like I have to bring Jal along because there might be cool payoff for finally maybe fixing a big problem with the Kett. Assuming this is the final mission. I don't actually know, but I'm thinking it is. Which means Drac or PB. Drac's tempting because she's this old warrior fighting at any cost, and if this turns into a suicide mission and somebody has to sacrifice themselves, then like this would almost be like the place for that. If anything like that happens, because Drac is like the kind of character that just needs to fix the galaxy and have like one last legacy, and that seems to be what he's fighting for on some level, I think. Meanwhile, PB's like this, on top of being the other developed character, is this academic that's obsessing over the Remnant. She could be useful in this scenario. Basically, I'm just really, really, really wishing there was a three-character party. I mean a 4-character party, technically, like in Dragon Age, so I could just bring this half with me. Son of a bitch. Well, I think if nothing else, I kind of want to bring Drac because he is a foil to Jal, because he's like he has an opposite personality a bit. That's maybe one idea. He's also super hardy. Sorry, PB, I wanted to bring you, but fuck, options are a little thin. All right, I'm gonna feel really silly when this is a 20-minute mission, and then we go back to the Nexus, and then we come back for an actual final mission after this whole discussion. But it just means I won't have to repeat myself later.
Initiating Ghost Storm. On my mark. 3, 2, go.
Enemy signature detected. Commence pursuit.
Breaker, it's working.
Reading a bunch of Kett headed our way. Pulling back. It's all you now, Tempest.
We should get them as close as possible to here. Intense readings could be some kind of control center.
No decent landing sites. This could get messy.
How messy?
Ryder, looks like a flyby is our only option. I'll get as low as possible, but you'll have to eject over the target area.
I've fallen out of so many things now, I should be a pro.
Heard about your freefall to Habitat 7. Liam said he could hear you screaming the whole way down. Keep it buttoned this go-round, huh? It's embarrassing.
All right, you know the drill. What's your rate of descent?
Shield should take care of the rest.
So far, so good. The Kett haven't detected us.
But once we go in, we'll be clear as day to any troops on the ground.
Don't worry about us. Just make sure you and the Tempest get out safe.
Loud and clear.
Everyone okay?
Wait, Angarans can also go around in space with no mask on? Like they're just breathing and that's it?
What we're dealing with.
I am detecting active conduits nearby. Your scanner should be picking them up.
It's raining. How is it raining?
I like it. Keeps things cool.
Good question. How is it raining? There's not supposed to be an atmosphere. I mean, we're apparently wearing masks. Although Jal has just a breather on? Like the Asari? Has anyone ever explained that in the Mass Effect universe? How there's like 2 alien races apparently that just don't need masks? 'Cause that's weird. Well, this better be a cool damn location, because they apparently saved all the resources for it. Yeah, that would have been the right thing to do, perhaps. Oopsie. I was getting so good at not doing that for a while there. They really had to put G and H right next to each other, huh? I mean, I'm not complaining the keyboard has G and H next to each other, but they use the G and H functions for scanning. I mean, so like scanning is when you most press buttons, and it's right next to the thing that opens up a really awkward menu.
Pathfinder, while interacting with that console, I detected the presence of a complex network, connected via a central command hub.
A hub? You mean we found Meridian's controls?
Most likely, however, the hub is dark, deactivated.
Hey guys, catch up. It just feels like this, being on H, feels redundant because, like, we already have Escape, the universal menu button. And we have Tab, which... Oh yeah, weapon select screen. Guess who forgets this exists a lot. I just awkwardly scroll between them or try to memorize numbers.
We can start by finding its central hub.
Could it be this thing in the center?
Pathfinder, we are looking at the central command hub I detected earlier. As with the monoliths and vaults, the hub is connected to the 2 neighboring towers.
So activating the towers will also activate the command hub.
Update the mission specs and just activate Meridian now.
What about the Kett?
Activating a vault has previously activated a purification field. Perhaps Meridian is similar.
Let's head to those towers and see what we can find.
Pathfinder, interfacing with that console has activated a gravity well.
Well, look at this visually interesting location. Just in time for the game to run out of game. That's a really cool spot. Coolest thing we've seen since Eladin with the Remnant ship.
This is Meridian? Unbelievable.
This place...
Pathfinder, I'm picking up radio interference, a Kett signal.
Wait, we're in pre-programmed specific amount of time elevator rides, and you couldn't make the dialogue fit without getting cut off in a thing that's not my fault this time because I wasn't walking ahead or anything?
Alert! The detected signal was a decoy.
The Archon's sword is getting pissy.
Focus on incapacitation and capture of the Pathfinder. Better be ready. Sounds like trouble up ahead.
Oop. Okay, bounce shot may have been a little bit of a mistake. This is like a kind of an awkward attack style. See, I think my shots arc a little bit or something. I don't know. It's a gimmick weapon. I don't really use my weapons too often, so maybe this will be a little bit of fun. It's an idea. The important thing is that my recharge times are only getting faster, so they're in trouble. So why do the Kett have totally, completely, like, unsecured comms? Why are we even hearing their conversations about how they're actually not trying to kill me but incapacitate and capture me? Because that's like really vital intel they would not want me to have. The fact that they're that I can play fast and loose because they're not even trying to kill me, and that I can like I can react accordingly. Might even be able to use intentionally my capture as a bargaining chip to save my crew or something at one point because they just let that information leak.
Probably need to check out those other 2 towers first.
Incredibly irresponsible for me to have this information. Apparently when I'm doing this now, I should have 100 damage reduction.
That cloud there. I can't make sense of the readings.
Sam, what do you think?
Intense vortexes of scourge energy. I would steer clear if I were you, Pathfinder.
Yeah, generally speaking, don't touch the scourge. I say as I dodge way too close to it.
I wonder if there's a broken atmo process.
Remnant stomped the Kett hard.
It still hurts to see it.
It still hurts to see what? That the Kett got stopped by the Remnant? Isn't that what we want? Are they having multiple conversations with different lines that don't match together? Is what? Or I guess maybe he's saying it hurts to see that the Kett are hurt because the Kett are on ex-Ungara or something? Yeah, this bounce shot is weird. Oh well, I tried something. Oh!
I'm guessing.
Pathfinder, it appears the energy waves from these craters contributed to the scourge throughout Helios.
So whatever happened here caused the scourge to erupt all across the cluster.
Yes, Pathfinder.
Huh. So the Remnant builders messed up somehow.
Or maybe they were attacked.
Attack! Did I just took cover behind his shield. That's interesting. It's an amusing option to have. You can't get me. I'm hiding. There we go. Much better. Hey, oh, it's a Behemoth. I wasn't sure if we'd ever see one of those again. Nope. Welcome back to Bullet Sponge Mass Effect. He's just like standing there, like he's not even fighting me. Last time I could at least blame it on the fact that I was standing on top of an invisible wall thing above him, so it was like, oh, he can't get to me because the game's breaking right now, but like, I'm just standing right in front of him.
It frustrates and angers me that this place was hidden from my people for so long.
Remember how Mass Effect 3 had like 50 enemy variants that all behaved differently and you had to react to them differently and approach them all differently? Like the Banshee, memorable, interesting fights that you had to deal with? This game functionally has 3 enemy types. There's humanoids that shoot at you and have shields and armor, or they don't. Who cares? There's the one floaty guy with the spinny thing around him, which you have to shoot specific things to hurt him eventually. And then the main other enemy that comes to mind really is just the giant guy, the giant alien that charges you. Those natural enemies, the not wraiths, not behemoths, some other generic word that means big bad thing. That's about it. There's some variations of Remnant and stuff, but you don't really fight them that differently from your generic humanoids. It's just sometimes they're floating in the air a little bit, or sometimes one of them has a little bit of a shield.
How are they growing here?
But the sheer variety of Mass Effect 3 is gone, which is a problem because this game is significantly longer and significantly more combat-focused, and one of the primary supposed selling points is how much they fixed and improved the combat. But enemy variety is part of what makes combat good. So if I feel like I'm fighting the same thing over and over again, and that thing is not interesting to fight, then, well, the combat's not better then. It's just smoother a little bit, which is not the same thing as better. It's a symptom of being better. Right now, I almost feel like I'm in a lockout or something.
Let's light 'em up.
Some of the later Halo settings, definitely. Video games definitely slowly agreed with each other on what they thought sci-fi worlds would look like. Boing. Off planet with you. Nope, not quite. Tried.
That's a lot of Kett equipment. Looks like they set up camp.
We're just tearing through them like tissue right now, and this is... I'm still playing on hard mode. This is hard mode. This is not normal or easy. Enemies don't require me to adapt.
Artillery! Watch out!
I detect working Remnant technology. We could turn that against them.
Hello. Are you the heavy artillery I just heard about? I don't know if I saw it yet.
Gotta do better than this.
Boink. What's over here? A Soned. Because someone's gonna change their weapon this late in the game. Oh, that's Drac. Be fighting. Oh, hi. Hello, new neighbor. How do you do? Fly for me. Wow, that destroyed his entire shield in one shot. Impressive. Yeah, the Destins are actually getting squishier over time.
Reinforcements.
Exclusively. The Roakar really faded away after that one Axel scene, huh? He really just looked like such a bitch during that scene that they just all gave up on him all at once, simultaneously across the entire solar system. That's impressive. Axel was just such a weak leader, apparently. Which is weird, because he was apparently such a great leader that he got thousands of people to follow him. Howdy. There we go. Hello, another Behemoth. Are you going to be similarly boring like everyone else? I get the feeling you will. Why are you so boring? You're a Krogan monster. You're like the coolest thing. You should be. You're a Krogan Kett hybrid biological experiment monster called a Behemoth. And you're just like another Krogan? Look at this guy. He's just another Krogan. He's a normal Krogan soldier like every other Krogan, except his health bar is really big and yellow and has some skulls under it to say that he's, like, hard. But, like, you don't fight him differently. He doesn't behave any differently from all the Krogans you've been fighting the entire game. They just lazily gave him a slightly different armor appearance and then called him a mini-boss.
Every soul you destroyed.
Keep it up! We take them down, we take Meridian!
It really speaks to how boring it is. Cause like, we just played Mass Effect 3. Like, do you remember the enemy variety of that game? How insanely varied it was in that game? Every faction had a bunch of different enemies. Now it feels like we're just fighting Cerberus for the entire playthrough. Which Cerberus had a few enemy types, but they were only one of the factions. But now everyone kind of feels like that, because Cerberus had like regular army guy, and then like shield army guy, and then like sniper dude, and guy in a mech. But then there was also like the Reaper forces where like you'd be attacked by a super giant, like weird, what was like half Krogan, half Turian behemoth monster, and you'd fight the Banshee, a nightmare teleporting enemy that would scream at you and obliterate you and be really dangerous just across the board. While also dealing with the Batarian human hybrids that were all fucked up, while also dealing with the Rachni mortar shooting hybrids, and like there was so many things across that faction. And then there was other factions.